myself in the book. No, we don't care what you would do if you were Iron Man. We don't care who you are. You're writing Tony Stark. You're not writing yourself in a book. If that's the case, write your own comic with you in it. No one will read it because nobody cares. People grew up, are growing up loving Peter Parker, loving Miles Morales, loving all these Captain America. We don't need you to put your input in it. Just write Steve Rogers. Don't write Steve Rogers. What would Steve Rogers be if I was Steve Rogers? That's not how it works. But that's again how most of these new people write nowadays. That's why most of the stuff is shit.
The Post, it flies. The news. Look, Ma, no wires. The Times, blue bomb buzzes Metropolis. The Planet. We're sitting on top of the story of the century here.
I want the name of this flying whatchamacallit to go with the Daily Planet like bacon and eggs. Franks and beans, death and taxes, politics and corruption.
Hello, everybody. Good evening, everyone. How is it going? It is I, Decrepit, the hooded lad in the corner of the cantina, and we are back once again for another episode of Hang Out with Your Floppy, where we talk comic news, superhero-tisms, and review our favorite books, trades, and strips. So I hope everybody's I hope everybody's having a good evening tonight, guys. Just disclaimer real quick before we get the show started. I am a little bit I'm not under the weather, but I'm a little bit down low on the energy. I've had a really long day, guys. Had a really long weekend, so there was a lot of stuff going on in my life. So just bear with me tonight. If I seem as not hyped up, I'm pretty sure a few of the topics that we cover will get me there. So shout out to everybody that's checking us out tonight. We always love to see you. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you're not already. Be sure to tell people about the stream. Let them know where you're getting your fix, where you're getting your comic book fix and all your tisms for the evening. So I think with that all being said, let's go ahead and let's start the show. So there's been a lot of things happening lately, of course. Like I said in the title, we're going to be talking a little bit of the Man of Tomorrow leaks that have been going around on X and online and what have you. And, of course, the Supergirl movie, another trailer had came out with more insights into like clips and scenes and what's going to be going on into that film. And even though a lot of people already know how much I feel about it, unfortunately, we're going to have to discuss again with new footage that we've seen tonight or recently. So we'll get into that, of course, momentarily. Real quick, before we start with our new comics this week, let's go ahead and give us a shout out to the people in the chat. We had D.O.A here. He said, yas. Good to see you, D.O.A. Always a pleasure, man. Good to see you. We had Brandon the Awesome hopped in here. What's up? He said, would love to hang out, crap on DCU, but I came down with something yesterday, so I'm hitting the hay early. Maybe next time. No worries, man. Sounds good. Hope you have a speedy recovery. Yeah, and I had, unfortunately, we started a little late tonight, so there was some sound issues going on. I couldn't get my damn microphone to connect right, and the software or StreamYard or whatever wasn't reading the microphone properly, so we ended up getting it taken care of, though. We are here, and we are live. We got Oddball is also in the building. He said, "Hail Decrepit." What's up, man? Good to see you. Narrow Dark's in the building. What's up, sir? Good to see you, man. And then D.O.A said, I'm not longer a DC fan. They finally made a transgender woman to fit their stupid narrative. Now Wonder Woman is now Wonder Cuck. Oh, no. Is there something I don't know about it? D.O.A? Fuck Warner Brothers. I'm done with loving their once beloved franchise. Oh, snap. Double-A is on fire, taking shots at the DCU, taking shots at Warner Brothers. I don't fucking care anymore about anything related to DC as a whole. That's fair enough, man. I get it. The fatigue for the I don't want to say there's superhero fatigue, but there's definitely fatigue with a lot of these corporations and the way that these companies have been operating a lot of our favorite IPs, and it's definitely not fair to say the least. Not fair indeed. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to talk new comics this week, of course, how we always do. We're going to be checking out leagueofcomicgeeks.com for all the new releases that we're going to be checking out. This Wednesday, June 3rd, is going to be our new comic book day at our LCS, our local comic shop. For those of you that don't know, LCS is what we refer to. And let's go ahead and share this on screen. Let's get it. And I already see some chatter in the chat about it, and like how Double-A pointed out, yeah, there is going to be stuff like that going out because it is quote unquote Pride Month, and so the virtue signaling by these corporations is going to be plenty heavy going into this month and all throughout June. So be prepped for it if you're not already. It's definitely going to be how it always is with the mass representation and what have you. So of course. Then Narrow Dark hit us with the link. Okay, yeah, we'll check that link out for sure. I'll put that on the side note. We'll check that out for sure. All right, so the new comics hitting this week for June 3rd are as follows. We got Batman number 10 coming from DC, and then we have Absolute Green Lantern issue number 15. I know I've mentioned it before already, but Absolute Green Lantern, that was the one that I gave it like 2 issues. I tried to read it, but it ended up not being for me, so I ended up tossing it to the side, got rid of those books, and I just sold them back to the shop for another book that they would just swap it out for. We got Amazing Spider-Man issue number 30. What's that? What legacy number is that? Legacy number 994. We're almost getting to 1,000 issues of ASM, man. That's fucking nuts. Man. And not for the better either. Like, you think that the story would have maintained throughout, but nope. ASM took a horrible tumble off the cliff. We also got Uncanny X-Men issue number 29 is hitting the shelf this week. Then following after that, back to DC, we got Batgirl issue number 20. Got a little homage going right here for like the Wayne family chalk outline, I guess you could call it, the Crime Alley chalk outline, or the scene when Thomas and Martha Wayne are shot down in Crime Alley. And this is like a classic little way that they always pay homage to them, and it's usually coupled by Batman leaning over it and kind of brooding over the spot for a little bit. Shout out to Arkham City. And then after that, we got Fantastic Four issue number 12 is going to be hitting the shelf as well this week. And then we got Poison Ivy issue number 45. Jumping back over to Marvel, we got Cyclops issue number 5 is also going to be hitting the shelf. Iron Man issue number 6. Now, I don't know too much about the new Iron Man line. Let's take a gander real quick. Let's see who's writing that one, because I'm just curious. Joshua Williamson is writing Iron Man. Got you. And Danny Chasm is the editor on that book. Okay, I don't really know too much about that. I was just curious. Just had to check that out. And then right after that, of course, we got Moon Knight, or Mark Spector Moon Knight, issue number 5 is hitting the shelf. And then we're getting a new volume of Dead Man. We got The Dead Man issue number 1 hitting on the shelf. Let's go ahead and take a look at the synopsis for this. It says, all-star creators of 2025's hit miniseries Superman the Kryptonite Spectrum and the ongoing horror anthology Ice Cream Man are back at DC Comics to lift your spirits. The Dead Man enters the next level. In the millisecond following his murder, the soul of shifty circus aerialist Boston Brand was commandeered by the goddess Ramakrishna, who deputized the erstwhile performer's ghost with a sacred spectral assignment, the custodian of all souls. Now Brand floats begrudgingly through his blue-green purgatory we call Earth, upholding the laws of spiritual math and protecting humanity from evil, even if they can't see or hear him. Open up to this new era of DC's most lively deceased superhero, the Dead Man, in a story about life, death and everything in between, replete with paranormal activity, possessions, and a profusion of other poignant peculiarities. That's a mouthful of a synopsis, ain't it? Let's check out the variants for this one. This cover right here is not too bad when you look at it at first glance. That's more of like the custom. I was gonna say custom, but that's more of the classic design to the Dead Man character right here. This is the Frank Cho variant for cover B, and then we got Tula Lotte's variant for cover C. I'm not really into that one personally. I don't know. I hope this has to do something with the story because the janitor looks not it. And then a blank for sketching, and that right there is the Mike Choi 1 in 25 variant. That's a little bit nicer. I like that. It's like some oil painting stuff. That's pretty cool. So that's Dead Man issue number 1 that's going to be hitting the shelf this week. I'm only pointing that out because it's a number 1, so I didn't even know that was coming out, or I didn't know anything about it. Following after that, we got Spawn issue number 376. Synopsis for Spawn 376 reads as follows. For several months, the creature known as Spawn has been missing, last seen fighting an enormous creature off the coast of Oregon with other unknown beings of power. Now the man known as Al Simmons is trying to live a quiet life, his past unknown to those around him. But the truth is a hard thing to hide, especially when a reporter is looking for the story of a lifetime. A young homeless teen is desperate for salvation, and the last 2 honest cops in New York City, Sam and Twitch, come looking for their friend. Spawn is drawn back out of the shadows to face the world that he left behind. Right on. That's pretty sick. They're involving Sam and Twitch in this one. I know Sam and Twitch already had their own solo series going on, and they're gonna finally probably do like a linear or a co-linear storyline, I guess you could say. But that's Spawn 376. Further down the line too, let's keep it going. We got this one I'm actually excited for. We got Rook Exodus issue number 10 hitting the shelf this week, and I know that I've mentioned it before. Rook was actually one of the standout books that I thought was like the better story, better quality story from Ghost Machine, the underling company that's being headed by Image Comics right now. And this is put together by some of like comic books like shining stars of like the early 2000s and the 2010s. We got Jeff Johns is writing on this one, and of course we got Jason Fabic, the lead artist on the book, and then we got the colorist Brad Anderson, and Rob Lay is the letterer. Rob Lay was also doing some of the independent work with Mad Cave Studios on a few books that I've actually mentioned here on the show. So it's nice to see all these gentlemen working together on such a quality book, top-notch book, if you ask me. The synopsis for issue number 10 here reads: introducing Stag. So we're going to be getting a new warden here that's named Stag, the vengeful deer warden, and he will stop at nothing to drive his katana blade through the murderous Bloodhound. But Rook, Direwolf, and other wardens need Bloodhound to repair the planet Exodus's failing world engine. If they survive Stag's all-out assault, can they save a doomed planet? That looks pretty sick right there. I wonder if they're going to have a zoom up close on... Oh, okay, that's not him. We got more of like the Scar Bear kind of looking one. Oh, is that it's Julia Hines. This kind of looks like a Peach Momoko artwork. Close to it, but not exactly. Like, it's not exactly Peach Momoko, but when I at first glance, that kind of is what this reminded me of. Oh, and then we're going to be getting an Invincible Month variant with Battle Beast on the cover. I'm definitely going to be looking for that one. Love Battle Beast, love Invincible for those that have been paying attention to the channel. All right, that's Rook Exodus number 10. Really looking forward to that one, guys. We got Wade Wilson, Deadpool number 5 coming up next, and then we got Justice Society of America number 20, and then following after that, we got Radiant Black issue number 42 from Image Comics. We got Supergirl Survive issue number 1. Don't know what this one is. We can check out the synopsis maybe to see what this says. Oh, that's a fucking essay, ain't it? This is probably not surprising me, given that we got a Supergirl movie that's coming around the corner. So, of course, we're going to be probably having some Supergirl books hit the shelves and kind of trying to build up that in-shop hype. But that remains to be seen because we'll get into that later, though. So, Supergirl Survive, this is titled with like an Elseworld badge on the top right corner. So, this is going to be an alternate universe kind of storyline. And who's writing on this one? We got Ethan S. Parker and then Griffin Sheridan writing on this one. As long as it's not Tim Sheridan, that's going to be okay with me. The synopsis reads: Kara Zor-El lives a a life of small problems. How are you supposed to hold a floppy little baby like her new cousin Cal? Hey, floppy drop. Who should she ask to the spring formal? And when will her father and her uncle Jor-El stop squabbling? But the planet Krypton has big problems, like the militaristic dictator Zod ruthlessly crushing dissent and threatening to unleash the planet's most dangerous weapons on the opposition. And when things boil over and Krypton begins to burn, Kara and her infant cousin will find themselves trapped together in a prototype rocket, struggling to survive in a hostile universe that doesn't care if they live or die, and which might prefer the latter. All right, so that's kind of self-explanatory there. It's going to be like a nice little origin, another retelling, rehashing origin story, but different take on Supergirl, and she's going to be having baby Kal-El, aka Superman, in tow. We can see some of the variants right here. Probably not going to be touching this book, so I'm probably just going to go leave that as it is. Supergirl Survive, issue number 1. Real quick. All right, nothing in the chat. Just making sure. You guys are probably just locked in listening. Good. That's good. After that, we got What If Uncanny X-Men issue number 1 from Marvel. God dang it. Come on, scroller. And then after that, we got Storm, Earth's Mightiest Mutant issue number 5. We got X-Men of Apocalypse issue number 4. We got Doctor Strange issue number 7. These are all the Marvel titles in line right there. Bam, bam. Following after that, we got Adventures of Superman, Book of L, issue number 9. And then we got The Walking Dead Deluxe, issue number 138. And then following after that, we got Harley and Ivy, Life and Crimes, number 6. Then following after that, we got DC, Sonic the Hedgehog, The Metal Legion, issue number 2. And then following after that, even more, we got X-Men 97, season 2, issue number 1. That's a mouthful, ain't it? And then we got Godzilla Infinity War, issue number 5. The Lucky Devils, issue number 8 from Image Comics. Twilight Zone, issue number 7. Justice League Dream Girls, a DC Pride event, number 1. And we got Godzilla, number 11. Transformers Movie, 40th Anniversary Edition, issue number 1. There's a whole lot of different stuff that's coming out real quick. All right. Hey guys, real quick, hold on. I have to ask you guys just to excuse me real quick. I have a personal matter that just popped up. I have to talk to someone on the phone for just one moment. So here, I'm just going to take myself off of the screen real quick. I apologize in advance, guys. My bad. Okay, I'm back. I apologize, guys. That was a very important phone call that I was waiting on. Um, I won't get into it too heavily, but I have an elderly family member that was undergoing a procedure in the hospital. So that was a very important call, and everything worked out. So we are good and we're back at it. So my apologies again. Let's go ahead and continue. All right. So back at it. We are at, I said Godzilla number 11. And then we got Transformers, the movie 40th anniversary edition number 1. Then we have She Spawn issue number 2. I didn't even know they gave her own comic book. Actually, that's kind of interesting. Hell yeah. Jessica is on the run, charged with protecting a child from a cult that intends to kill him. Their cross-country adventure has just begun as they face off against demonic assassins, angelic soldiers, and backwoods extremists with enough ammunition to level a small country. How interesting. I thought she was only a part of Scorch, but I guess I was mistaken. I didn't even know they did that. That's pretty cool. All right, so then after that, we got... Scroll back down. Scroll. Not too much this week, guys. So we don't have to bear with me, or you won't have to listen to me drone about this too much longer. We got Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue number 1 from Boom Studios. We got It's Jeff, Brand New Week, issue number 1 from Marvel. We got Only the Savage Are Left from Dark Horse Comics, issue number 1. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I was pretty sure that Dark Horse Comics actually has some like business stuff going on right now, and they're closing down a couple locations around worldwide, or nationwide, and they're actually shutting down like departments. So I don't know what's going on with Dark Horse, but I guess they're still putting out some of the books they have probably laid out on their planner and the scheduling, but maybe after that we're probably going to be seeing less and less books from Dark Horse Comics in the future. Following after that, we got Ghost Machine, the official guidebook, issue number 3. So we got another source / guidebook to accompany the lineup for Ghost Machine and a lot of the titles that they have coming out still. And the synopsis for this reads: Among us are the Unbelievables, who are the newest superstars of Ghost Machine. What are their secrets? Why are they hiding from the world? This limited series continues to answer those questions and more, collecting all new entries that tease tantalizing stories to come with interior character art from Ghost Machine's all-star artists. Don't miss the outstanding classic homage covers that let you decide what 80s inspired guidebook look you want to collect. This third volume covers the all-new universe of the Unbelievables. This is pretty neat. I don't know anything about the Unbelievables, but I got you. It's like almost like a Marvel guidebook, and they jacked the layout for the DC Who's Who. That's pretty sick. I might pick this up. I'll see if my LCS has any of these laying around. We had a question real quick as I take a moment. Narrow Dark said, do you prefer hardcovers or paperbacks? It depends, brother. So like I have like paperbacks for a lot of my like pre-code horror volumes, because the pre-code horror stuff, even in reprint, it's kind of like pricey, like the omnibus for pre-code horrors. Well, just in general, hardcover omnibuses are just expensive all around, right? But for those ones in particular, I've been doing paperback for those. And then for like my Batman omnibuses, those are all hardcover. My Green Lantern omnibuses, I just got my Silver Age Green Lantern Volume 3 omnibus, and that's hardcover. So it kind of just varies. I pick and choose what I want to do as a hardcover and what I want to do as a paperback, me personally. So I know that's probably just my weird self, but that's the best answer I could probably give. It just depends. All right, so continuing on, we still got quite a few books to announce here. Then we got, speaking of Sam and Twitch, how we did earlier with Spawn 376, we got Sam and Twitch Case Files issue number 24 coming out this Wednesday. And then we got a Just Spectacular Collection issue number 1 about J. Scott Campbell, featuring J. Scott Campbell's artwork. And let's see this right here. Yeah, illustrated by the incomparable J. Scott Campbell. Excuse me, I'm having a fucking seizure while I'm reading these. 28 eye-catching variant covers. So it's a book basically with all of the variant covers by JSC. I think we've been seeing those over the last year and a half, year or so, of all these nice covers. I had the Mary Jane one myself. I have the Black Cat one. I got the Hulk one. I got the Spider one. I don't got Captain America. I wanted Captain America, but I ended up not able to find it in the wild. Might resort to eBay, but I don't want to. But we'll see what happens. All right, so after that, we got Event Horizon Inferno number 2, and then we got DC Connect issue number 73. That's just basically like a DC catalog showing like some of the stuff they got cooking up for the next like 3 months or so. We got FML or F My Life issue number 8 from Dark Horse Comics. We got Royals issue number 3 from Image Comics. Then we got TMNT Journeys issue number 10 from IDW Publishing. Then Oni Press is coming back at us with another EC book, Cruel Universe issue number 11. I haven't been keeping up with these like modern like science, horror, and terror tales from these the Oni Press publishing lately, just because I tried to give a few of them some chances, and they just ended up kind of like really being corny, and then some of them don't even like flesh out the story. They just kind of like wrap it up all in like a few panels at the end of it, and it had like no like lead or no arc for the character. So, and I know a lot of them are short stories, so I'm not like nitpicking majorly, but it just kind of was like like a lot of them really weren't hitting for me, so I kind of left them on the back burner. Following after that, we got Batman 163, more of those Jim Lee and Jeff Loeb issues from the there's 917 ratings on this, by the way, and you can see right here where my mouse is circling, it's mostly negative at a 2.0 for this storyline in this book. Man, Jim Lee, like who knew that he would be such a letdown in the later years as far as like the content that he puts out. I know he's quote unquote running DC Comics, but all he's doing is just running it into the ground, if you ask me. Following after that, we got The Exorcism at Buckingham Palace number 3 from IDW. We got The Ring, The Man Who Beat the Man issue number 1 with a homage to Muhammad Ali on the cover right there. We got Visual Vibration Hybrid issue number 1. I have no idea what this is. I've never heard of this. Let's go ahead and I'm going to click on this one just because it seems intriguing. Writing this one is Brandon Gingle, and then Luke Dockery is the artwork. Follow Cole. It reads the synopsis saying, follow Cole, a man who lost everything on his journey to becoming the hero hybrid in this action-fueled 56-page comic book. So we got something new hitting the shelf, something new and independent. Never heard of this before. This kind of like reminds me of like Mark Miller's work. I don't want to say not exactly like Nemesis or Wanted or anything like that, but it just kind of like I could see Mark Miller like having a book like this. Not to discredit these creators on this one, but let's just see how it comes out. I doubt my LCS will have that on the shelf though. I'd probably have to ask them in advance. All right, scrolling down. We're almost done, guys. Don't worry. We got The Magic, The Gathering, Untold Stories, Elspeth, issue number 4. All these long titles. Estuary, A Ghost Story, issue number 3. We got Gru, The Prophecy, issue number 2. More Dark Horse comic stuff. We got Mad Cave Studios with Junk Punch, issue number 1. This one looks like really cartoonish. Really cartoony, like kind of like anime style. Let's check that one out. The synopsis for this, because I always like checking out Mad Cave. I think that they put out some decent stuff here and there, depending on what the topic is or the subject of the matter. So let's read this one. It says, in a near future world, peculiar new compulsions have arisen to afflict individuals in bizarre ways, such as a need to paint all pigeons pink, or the unfortunate craving to tell the truth on dating apps. One such individual is Clara Castanel, aka Junk Punch, who suffers an addiction to punching people square in their junk. Okay. From Eisner-winning author Paul Tobin and probably even more talented artist Carlos Oliveras comes the story of one woman's quest to solve a bizarre series of thefts, such as kisses stolen from willing and waiting lips. Junk Punch. All right, this might not be for me, but yeah, this is probably not for me. But I just wanted to see what this was about, because anytime it's like a number 1 and it's new and it's something I have no clue what it is, I have to just read the synopsis just to see, just to check for myself. I can't believe I totally overlooked this one, guys. We got more fake Star Wars coming out this week. We got Star Wars Rogue One, Jyn Erso, issue number 1. How fun is that? It's, the synopsis for this one reads: a prisoner of the Empire, a chance at hope on the toxic Wobani fields. Jyn Erso's brutal routine shatters when an unlikely crew begs the infamous slicer Liana Halleck to help pull off an impossible escape. Can Jyn outwit Imperial security droids, tower cannons, and incinerators long enough to crack the code and keep a frightened young prisoner alive? Will a leap of faith heal old scars and from Galen, Lyra, and Saw, or will Wobani claim Jin's future for the rebellion before the rebellion ever can? Well, I think we already know because, as we all know from the fake Disney movie that is Rogue One, Jyn Erso ends up dying on that fucking, I don't even know what they call that Imperial outpost planet that they were all on. That's how forgetful it was for me. But she ends up dying on there along with Cassian Andor. They both die, but they're still going to pump out material about these characters like they actually made an impact on your life. So that's always great. And of course, yeah, this artwork is always so bad. Roman Rosanas is, yeah, this artwork is always horrible. Every time I look at these Star Wars covers, like, look at this. Oh, this is their Pride cover. Jesus Christ, look at that. I'm guessing these are all like the non-binary, and these are like the LGBTQ characters from like the New Republic or the High Republic. If I want to get that right, I don't know. Look what they did to the Star Wars logo. God dang. Look how they massacred my boy. Anyway, all right, that's enough of that. Continuing on, we're almost done. I know I keep saying that, but I keep seeing something new that catches my eye and I have to talk about it. We got a Ben 10 book coming out from Dynamite. Ben 10 issue number 1, cover G blind bag variant. You know, dude, they keep doing these blind bags. These companies, like Marvel did it with that DC, or excuse me, not the DC, but they did it with their like vampire story that they were putting out. They put them all in blind bags, and they were calling them like blood variants or whatever. And then now everybody's doing blind bags. DC did blind bags for Batman. I even saw Vampirella doing blind bags from Dynamite, dude. Like everybody's like got the cancer of the blind bag. So we're definitely not going to feed into that because you should just save your money. We got another Image comic, or excuse me, it's called Invader Comics Publishing, titled "The Devil in the Herd" issue number 1. That looks pretty interesting. That's probably about like a Western story, maybe. Let's click on that one. Synopsis for this one reads: in the deserts of the American Southwest, a man with no face and red eyes follows a cattle drive, seeking the soul of one of the cowboys. Jedediah is the only member of the team that seems to notice this faceless man following behind their drive. A man he comes to find is Satan himself. Ooh, that's kind of neat. Ooh. I wonder if it's gonna be good. I wonder if, I'm always willing to give like some new horror a chance. So I'm curious about this one. Yeah, that might be something decent. I'll see if my shop has that one as well. The Devil in the Herd. I remember when Mad Cave put out The Devil That Wears My Face. That was a nice spin on like an exorcism book. I like that one a lot. All right, scroll down. I know we keep doing this. How long are we? Oh shit, we're already almost 40 minutes on this. Don't worry, I'll wrap it up soon. Absolute Batman issue number 20 is hitting the shelf as well. We got 2000 AD number 2 to number 2485. I don't know if that's proper. We got Blade Runner Tokyo Nexus, the lose is to win issue number 2. Shutter Magazine issue number 29. Absolute Batman number 15. What print is that at one? I don't even know. We got Superman number 36, second printing. Absolute Batman, a special Arca M. I don't know what that. Arkham. Haha, clever. Then after that, I think that might be it, guys. Yeah, after that, these are just all like reorders and reprints and variant covers. Absolute Superman number 19 with a Black Adam cover. Yeah, these are all just like variants. Alien number 41. I want to look at that cover. I like Alien work. I love Xenomorphs. Oh yeah. But see, I would get that book just for that. I would get that book just for that cover because that's yeah. I'm a sucker for Alien. I'm a sucker for Xenomorphs on comics. I love the old school, the Dark Horse Aliens comic books. Those are really cool. And for those that don't know, also too, there was Aliens novels. There's also the novelization of the Aliens movie, the sequel, and then plenty of others like side stories. Definitely should give those a chance if you're a bookworm. And then I think that might be it. Yeah, that's it. That's worth it. Oh shit. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, that's everything worth mentioning. Yeah, that's everything worth mentioning. We'll go ahead and stop sharing. Let's see what you guys were saying in chat. All right. Uh Oh, that's funny. Yeah, no, yeah, like I said, that was I apologize. I've never done that like hop off the stream for a moment like while I was live, but that was a that was just a very important phone call. That's all. I appreciate you guys bearing with me about it. Rip, rest in peace. And then I already answered that from Narrow Dark. February, what's up, February? Good to see you. We're all junk punched in the chat. Sorry, dude. Sorry I had to put you through that one. Piss off Disney circus films. Yeah. Yep. May the force be with you and piss off. February said, I'd rather watch Vader 2 than read Disney Star Wars. When's it coming out, man? When's Vader 2 coming out? I don't know. Alien over Aliens. I agree with you. Yeah, the first movie is the pinnacle. Yeah. Alien from 1979. 2 years after Star Wars. Alien was beautiful movie. Love that fucking film. But yeah, those were the new comics of the week, guys. Appreciate you hanging around and checking those out. Maybe let us know what enticed you. What you guys think about that one? Let me know what you guys might be picking up. That Devil in the Herd one, that one really stood out to me a lot. And then I'm probably that She Spawn. I'm thinking about seeing if my shop has an issue number 1 because they're barely on issue number 2, so they're bound to have one. But yeah, so regardless, I think the next thing we can talk about, I mentioned it, like I said in the. I'm typing it up real quick because I lost my tab. But we are seeing some like Superman leaks going around, and there was also the image of Lex Luthor's armor suit that we saw. So I'm gonna go. I think I had I had the website for Deadline.com opened up, so we can take a look at this. No, it wasn't Deadline. It was not Deadline. What website did I look at? Okay, here we go. Yeah, I knew it. Motherfucker. I swear to God, I'm gonna get a new computer one day. One day, but today is not that day. And then Star Lore 00, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. He said Romulus is good. Yeah, Alien Romulus. Yeah. So I watched Alien Romulus. I ended up watching it twice, and I thought it was very okay. I thought it was more than very okay. Actually, I'm being subtle about it, but Alien Romulus was definitely a good one. I liked it. I like a lot of the toy line that's been coming out from Alien Romulus. Maybe we can look at that here in a minute because I know there's some fans of like toys and collectibles also in the chat with us. But anyway, like I was saying, let's get into this topic right now. We can talk about Superman, Man of Tomorrow, and some of the stuff that they're showing off or they're letting leak out there for the public to see. So let's go ahead and get this. Let's go ahead and get this over with. One day I'll learn how to be a proper streamer, guys, I swear. All right, so this is coming from cosmicbook.news, and this is title of this reads Man of Tomorrow set video shows off Lex Warsuit battle scene, James Gunn directing. Yeah, we already knew that was going to be the case. James Gunn is going to be, of course, directing the new Superman film, just like how he directed the 2025 release. And I'm not holding my breath, man. You guys already know how I've spewed and I've popped blood vessels in my forehead repeatedly about the way that I feel about James Gunn's interpretation for a lot of these characters. And so we had this reveal right here. Lex Luthor's armor has been shown off, and for those that are fans of the old Justice League cartoon, many of the games, and of course the comic books, this is pretty close to being comic book accurate. I'd be very foolish to not admit that this is close to looking comic book accurate as far as the power armor, the kryptonite armor, that, or whatever you want to call it, or exactly define it as, for Lex Luthor. And one thing that I like to point out too, it's kind of funny to me that this Lex Luthor armor actually has so much more green than the Green Lanterns do in the Lanterns trailers. There's way more green on this guy, ain't there? And he's not even a green title character. He's got more green than Green Lantern. Baffles my mind. But AA said, looks cool, but I don't care. They can F off and they will not get any attention from me. Yep. I think we all can probably share that sentiment for sure. February said, shocked they're going practical with the suit. Yes, but I'm telling you, this probably is going to only be for some still shots, maybe where he's standing and talking. We don't exactly know the direct mobility and articulation of this suit per se, so we can probably guarantee that this might be for a few close-up shots and some things. I don't think that he's actually going to be running full-on choreography in this suit. They might just CGI most of that if there's going to be a fight sequence between him and Superman. So that's definitely something that's a good point, or a good point to make, that it is practical, but I don't think that we're going to see the actual suit we see here being the one that's going to be in action shots. They're probably going to CGI it. So a lot of people are discussing this, speculating, and of course this is going to be on some climax moment. If you're throwing Lex Luthor in the suit, there's definitely going to be a reason. He's going to have to go toe to toe with Superman. Maybe he hits Superman with some kryptonite or what have you, and then he's going to be in a boxing match with him, or a brawl match with Superman. That could totally not be the case. This could totally also be him protecting himself against some other kind of threat that has nothing to do with Superman. We just don't know. But there is reports of James Gunn being on set. We of course also too saw the photos of David Cornsweet that were going around of him hanging on the wires and holding some kind of debris in his hand. I believe that's what it was. And the suit, a lot of people have noticed the suit looks a little bit different as well, but that's to be actually revealed when we get a little bit of a better photo or angle on that one. But this the article for this one reads, this video appears to come from downtown Atlanta, where James Gunn's Superman sequel is currently filming. The scene takes place outside a theater marked Don Giovanni, with Lex in the war suit apparently involved in some kind of battle. According to the X user who posted the footage, Lex is blasted out through a hole in the wall and flies backward onto the street. The footage shows the warsuit landing face up outside the theater as the production films the scene. All right, so there's a little bit of there's a video. Let's see it real quick. Okay, so that was pretty quick. Let's see if you guys can see all that better. You're going to see it right here. And then you got the guy coming in, waving them, hey, no filming. Yeah, so that's a practical use we just saw right there of that suit getting thrown outside of that theater entrance right there. So did they say more of this? There's more footage. It says The new footage gives fans a better idea of how Gunn is using Lex Luthor's war suit in Man of Tomorrow. This isn't just a quick costume reveal. The armor appears to be part of a major action sequence with Lex taking a hit and getting launched out of the theater. Oh, it's the same. It's the same footage. Same footage. The X user also posted earlier footage of the stunt team practicing the moment before the production used the actual war suit. Gunn has confirmed the Lex war suit is practical and not CGI. Well, we'll see about that, which makes the set footage even more interesting. The final shot will be likely cleaned up with visual effects, but the suit itself is real on set. I hear you. We get it. James Gunn is seen directing on set. That's no news really to any of us. We already knew that was happening. Gunn has been keeping fans updated throughout production, first by releasing the official look at Nicholas Hoult in the Lex Luthor war suit with the caption "Fit Check" live from the set of Man Tomorrow. Now the set video shows the suit being used for the action scene, not just a still image or a promo shot. I don't know why people are so baffled the fact that James Gunn's he's on the set of this film. Like, I don't know what is it with people? Are people just that retarded? I really don't know what to say. Okay, here we go. And then David Cornsweet is on set in this footage right here. It says the new warsuit video follows the first set footage of David Cornsweet back as Superman. Those earlier videos showed Cornsweet suited up as Man of Steel during a nighttime scene, suspended above the street while holding what looked to be a blue object overhead. The question is, where is Superman for the scene? So this right here, this footage with David Cornsweet on set. Let's take a look at this one right here.
Superman.
So that's him right there. So that's him right there, and he got knocked to the ground. So David Cornsweet on set right there. Again, this isn't news. This isn't baffling news. This is just the only things that we've seen so far with regards to anything about this sequel film. And one of the main problems that I had with the first movie was just how much of an ensemble cast was thrown into the mix. Because as we will also talk about it when we discuss the Supergirl film, that the trailer and stuff, what have you, the Superman film had too many characters going on. There was too many stories, too many side characters. We had Mr. Terrific, we had Hawkgirl, we had Guy Gardner's Green Lantern, we had Lois, of course, we had Jimmy Olsen, we had many other characters, Metamorpho, Ultraman, we had Lex Luthor, if I haven't said his name already, and then we had a couple of the assassins that Lex Luthor hired. So there was a lot of people, a lot of characters going on. I really was hoping for more of a tight-knit, really closed cast for a Superman debut film. And of course, we didn't need another origin story. We never need another origin story. A lot of these characters are very established, and they're legacy characters, for God's sakes. We don't need to be spoon-fed and told exactly that we forget where they come from, per se. So anyway, I just wanted to see a majority of just a Superman story that only had to do with Lois Lane, Lex Luthor, and no other superheroes, really. I wanted to just see a grounded Superman story, a little more Jimmy Olsen, not in the way that they were portraying him as this comedic relief with being a hidden ladies man, and everyone didn't know exactly why he was. But regardless, I'm just saying that the movie deserved to be a little bit better than what we were given. I say a little bit better with a little more humbleness. It deserved to be a lot better than what we were given, actually. So this movie, I don't have any hopes that this movie is going to be following the same case. James Gunn is going to James Gunn, and I think that we're going to be seeing a lot of characters in this movie, just how we did with the prior one. Real quick, before we keep going with the article, February said, "How are we feeling about the glass helmet? Force field all day for me." You think that it's a force field, or you think that it's a glass helmet? Is that what you're saying? How do we feel about that? Because Superman could totally just smash that if that was just a glass helmet. Or it could be lined with kryptonite. I don't know exactly how they do this one. I have to go back to comics and other examples of, oh shit, god damn it, decrepit. But basically, there's other examples that you could be looking up of this suit and the way that they portray it. There's also a version in the the rebirth of Action Comics, where the suit Lex ended up doing the suit in like a gray style with like a red cape and like an S on the chest, and he basically jacked like Superman's look exactly to a T, so he could like set Doomsday onto the city and proclaim himself the savior of the world. So yeah. But A said, I bet Soups was there at the setting. Yeah, he was there. February said, no, I prefer invisible force field helmet. Got you. That's fair too. Okay, right here it says Superman and Lex team up against Brainiac. So more speculation saying Man of Tomorrow is expected to see Superman and Lex Luthor forced into an uneasy alliance against Brainiac, played by Lars Eidinger. I don't know how to say that fucking name, guys. You say it, all right? I'll pay you guys to come over here and discuss the articles for me. Gunn has teased the Superman Brainiac conflict by saying Brainiac is what happens when intelligence loses all connection to humanity, while Superman is as human as anyone. Yeah, I know. He's pretty human. He almost fucking cried in that last movie, didn't he? Man of Tomorrow cast and release info. Directed by James Gunn, is scheduled to release in theaters on July 9th, 2027. So next year, we're going to get it, guys. Don't worry. Clark Kent. David Cornsweet as Clark Kent, Superman. Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. We know that. Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane. Millie Alcock as Kara Zor-El. So we are getting Supergirl. And then we're getting Brainiac. We're getting Aaron Pierre as Jon Stewart, Green Lantern, in this movie as well. After the Lantern show, guys, you hear that, guys? Then we're getting Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner again. We're getting Hot Girl again. We're getting Mr. Terrific again. We're getting Rick Flag Sr. We're getting Jimmy Olsen. We're getting Perry White. We're getting Kat Grant, Steve Lombard. We're getting Eve Texmacher. And then we're getting... oh my gosh, dude. All these characters are going to be in this movie again. The Engineer. God dang. This is... Yep, so that answers my question right there. It's going to be just like the last movie. It's going to be on an ensemble cast of characters, and it's going to be a right old shindig over there at the DC version of James Gunn's Superman film. Man of Tomorrow, everybody. Man of Tomorrow. Speaking of this, then also, of course, we got the Supergirl movie that's going to be releasing. When is that coming out exactly? That's coming out, what, next month? Let me look. Supergirl movie. Oh, it's this month, excuse me. June 26th. Releasing in theaters nationwide. All right, so there was a new trailer that was put out by DC for this film, and Jesus Christ, guys. Hold on real quick. I'm going to stop sharing this screen. Like, I made a joke about this. On X earlier today, and man, dude, I really don't try to like come at people or come at like a whole lot of people for their looks and stuff like that, but this, hold on, dude. Here we go. Let me see, share screen. I didn't realize that this is what this chick, Millie Alcock, her name is. Like, man, really rough looking. Like, I remember her being in the House of the Dragon show, but this is just your peak fire Supergirl, ladies and gentlemen. Peak fire Supergirl. I made fun of it, like I said on X earlier today, and I said that she looked like Chaka from Land of the Lost, like back in the day, man. Yeah, but anyway, I'll stop sharing that. I was just being a dickhead. But yeah, hold on. I have to pull this up because we have to look at it. We're not gonna like watch the trailer. We're just gonna look at it because there's a lot of scenes in this trailer that I wanted to like freeze frame and basically take a closer look at. Narrow Dark said Sasha Kale. Sasha Kale. Kale. Sasha. I don't know how you say her last name. I've never heard that last name before. Sasha Kale, Latina Supergirl. Yeah, the one from the Flash movie. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, she. I would prefer that. The Flash movie was the best superhero movie, according to James Gunn, by the way. Australia's Queen. What do you mean? Hey, Narrow Dark. That's your lady, man. That's your lady right there. Short, dark hair, Latina Supergirl. Hey, man, we know how we feel about the Latinas over here on the channel. All right, let me see. Supergirl. All right, I had to let it load up. Supergirl trailer. So this. Where's the new? Wasn't there a new trailer that came out? That's not it. I thought there was a new trailer that came out, guys. What was the one that I saw earlier today? Was that just old? Oh no. I'm restarted, guys. I'm very restarted. I think I might have been wrong. That's how out of touch. Cue the out of touch song. That's how out of touch I've been with all of these right here. Narrow Dark said real quick, awful choice of a comic to adapt for a new Supergirl movie as well. Yep. The comic that's like what from 2018. That's the story that they chose to adapt for this movie. February said there's like a week old trailer. I think that's the one I'm looking for, man. That's the one I'm looking for right now. But I'm trying to see right here. Because on my end right now, from DC and Warner Brothers, I see 2 months ago, 5 months ago, but I saw some like new footage with like Lobo and everything in it. See, oh dude. Trailer, that's from 2 months ago. Is this okay? This might be it. This might be it. Let me look real quick. I'm gonna mute it and then I'm gonna watch a portion of this. I'm gonna watch a portion of this in the background just to be sure. I should have already had this pulled up. I know, guys. I know. This is like major L stream L stream status shit right now. 10 days ago. That's not real. All right, well, this is a major F and a major L for me because I thought that this trailer that I saw today on X, I thought it was like brand new, but clearly, I guess whatever I saw was probably much older. Yep, that's my bad. Oh, excuse me, Narrow Dark. 2022, not 2018. What are your thoughts on Tom King? Don't hold back the toxicity. I think Tom King is an absolute fucking loser. I think that Tom King is one of those guys that he thinks that his shit doesn't stink. He thinks that because he was able to get a spot writing on Batman, that he now has like the good graces and he deserves rose petals thrown at his feet everywhere he goes. And especially James Gunn putting him on the pedestal that he has, making him one of the lead writers for his DC Universe projects, is honestly not the boost that he needed, because it's one of the worst stuff that I've ever read when I'm reading Tom King's work. He just absolutely doesn't understand a lot of the characters that they put in front of him. and I just think like what a misstep and what a miscast role to have him in such a high position as far as like the writing lead for so many of these projects. Tom King is an absolute clown. That's my thoughts on Tom King. Tom King is the reason Batman comics are so mid now. That's one way to put it for sure. Dude, I'm beating myself up right now about this Supergirl footage, because there was the reveal with like the bad guy, and then Lobo footage was shown there too. So I have no idea that if this might be it. Hold on. Yeah, I think this is it. This might be what I saw. Yeah, this is what I saw. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to share screen, but let me get theater mode, so you guys can see that properly. All right. Okay, so this is the one that I saw. This is the one that I was talking about, okay? I knew I wasn't crazy. All right, let's go ahead and take a gander at this. I muted it because we don't need the music copyright. I already fumble so much on these streams. I don't need music taking me down right now. So this is the trailer 3. So this is the main villain, the main bad guy right here. His name escapes me because I didn't read the comic book that they based this shit story off of. But the girl that Supergirl is going to be helping in this one, this guy basically like bodied and killed her entire family, and he's out to, I don't know if he's out to finish the job, or it's like, oh no, it's like a revenge tale. Like the girl is like seeking revenge against this guy, and Supergirl's like on the way to help him, or to help her get revenge. So yeah, dude, I can't help it, man. But when I see just all stuff like things like this right here, the sci-fi that they're showing off on, or like the technology that they show off and the shots, I just think Guardians of the Galaxy every time with James Gunn. I can't help it, but anytime he's trying to make something that's like sci-fi-ish, I can't take the way that she looks seriously. She just doesn't command the screen, you know what I mean? She doesn't command the presence of the screen. Look at this, dude. This just looks like Guardians of the Galaxy. That's all this looks like, is Guardians of the Galaxy to me. And then we got Lobo in this action sequence, right? Yeah, Jason Momoa's Lobo was right here. Get more of that. And I've said it before too. Again, man, like Jason Momoa cast as Lobo, like it's just a little too late. Like this should have been like an earlier on, before he played Aquaman in the Snyderverse. I don't know. Like it's a nice casting. He does like look the part for sure, but yeah. So anyway, I don't know how they're going to try to talk themselves out of that mess if somebody just can't like not see Aquaman when they see him. And then of course we're going to have like this whole beginning of her like going around partying and getting fucked up on different planets. And then of course they're gonna mess with the dog. If I'm not mistaken, they mess with the dog, and it's gonna be some John Wick shit. Yeah. So a lot of slow-mo too. So yeah, I don't really oh yeah, and that Spider-Man movie's gonna be coming out. That Spider-Man movie's coming out this year too, isn't it? So yeah, I'm not impressed by anything. And yeah, Narrow Dark says it exactly right. She doesn't have any aura. She doesn't have any aura about her. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, that's the Supergirl. That might have been the wrong footage as well, but because I feel like there was some more scenes with the dog that I didn't get right now that I saw earlier. So, but that's neither here nor there. Speaking of Narrow Dark being in the room, hey man, did you still want to do that? Let me know. I know you got the link, and I mentioned last week when we did Unlimited Tirade, I watched the first 2 episodes of Spider Noir, and I talked about it quite a bit with Narrow Dark on that, but I watched more, so I had more thoughts, but if we can't get Narrow Dark on tonight, it's no worries, because tonight doesn't need to be that crazy of a stream. We were just chilling and hanging out with seeing some stuff. I stand corrected. Never mind. Hold on real quick, guys. All right. So yeah, we got Narrow Dark in the building. What's up? What's up, man? How you doing tonight?
Hello, I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, good
Just
to see you,
chilling.
man. Are you sitting here listening to my fumble on the stream pretty much all night?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, dude. I could have swore that the footage that I saw for the Supergirl thing that it was more like footage of like the dog like Crypto getting fucked with, and he has like a something that's gonna kill him in like 3 days or whatever, if I'm not mistaken. I couldn't recall, but I know that I saw it on X.
Yeah, I remember seeing some stuff. There's also stuff with Clark's in the movie and giving Kara her costume.
Yeah.
And you know what about, because I feel bad, but you were like talking about how she looks.
Yeah.
I remember when House of the Dragon was out, everyone online, because I was like in that fandom,
Yes.
everyone on Twitter was like, does she have fetal alcohol syndrome? And everyone was like, we're bringing up like charts and like comparing the way that looks to how she looks. And like, honestly, she probably does. Like the way she looks, like she probably does. I don't think she looks that bad, but like not Supergirl, you know? Doesn't look like, and she's not tall enough. I feel like Supergirl needs to be at least like 5'8".
She just has no presence, and like you said in the chat, like she doesn't have aura. She doesn't command the screen. So
yeah, my beautiful Latina wife.
Shout out to Oddball in the chat.
Sasha Cat, like the old Supergirl, the Latina Supergirl.
Yeah. I thought she looked nice.
And I think it's like the height thing really matters. Like, you got to be a little taller. Like Millie Alcock's like 5 foot.
Yeah, she's.
And I also don't like her personality in the her characterization.
Oh yeah, totally. She comes off like a snotty little bitch brat. I'm totally not with that.
Yeah, and I said in the chat, I didn't even realize this was coming out this month.
Oh yeah, I totally. There's a lot of things that are coming out this month actually. The new Toy Story movie's coming out as well too this month.
Is Spider-Man coming out this month or is it next month?
No, I don't think it's coming out this month. That's coming out in July, I think.
Jesus Christ. And
February said Google Will Poulter. He looks just like
he plays
he looks like Supergirl.
They have similar eyes. He plays Adam Warlock in Guardians 3.
Oh, got you. Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if he made a cameo in this, seeing that James Gunn loves all of his Guardians of the Galaxy cast members.
Yeah, I like the aesthetic of the bad guys. Really, like I think if they looked completely different, it would look less. They just look like the fucking.
They just look like the Ravagers from the Guardians universe,
especially the main the main villain.
Yeah,
like fuck this. James Gunn has just fucked this whole thing up.
I agree, man. I agree, and I don't think that it's going to be going anywhere. I don't think that. I think after these other movies that we're seeing that were announced and what have you, I think James Gunn's days at DC are numbered. Honestly,
yeah.
If he doesn't make a lot of money for them, like it's going to be bad.
Especially with, I think Paramount might be purchasing WB.
Yeah, that I know that's still up in the air as far as the finals for that deal or whatever, but I don't know. The fate of James Gunn is an odd one, especially with he's just going to keep steering the ship down into the depths of hell.
Like the actual plan of being like, we'll do a Superman movie, then a Supergirl movie, and then another Superman movie. Mm-hmm. Like that's a good idea, but it's like the actual movies aren't good enough.
Right. Yeah, they're not good enough. And like how it was brought up earlier, dude, like the people that he's chosen to work around him on these projects, having Tom King in any kind of writer room with James Gunn for big film shit, one of the biggest mistakes ever, honestly.
Yeah, like I really don't get James Gunn's like
His affinity for Tom King.
He seems to really like the most recent stuff. I don't get it.
And he said he was like an old school comic fan too. When people were
Fraud.
like, yeah, fake fan.
Oh yeah, and Lex Luthor and his goons were in Peacemaker season 2, and so was like Rick Flag Sr.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Like I don't know if that'll tie into the next movie at all. How does like I get he like Lex helps Rick Flag Sr. with developing like technology to get to like another universe or another dimension.
Yeah.
And he's in prison at the time, but maybe he gets out in between that and this, like he gets released, even though he's like clearly a fucking a terrorist and a criminal.
So with like the other dimension technology, is that what makes the link to the Superman movie with like the dimension that Lex has all those people locked up in?
Yeah, pretty much. Like
yeah,
you learn that Peacemaker has like his dad found like a portal technology thing, and that's where they get their tech from. And they track that. And Rick Flag Sr. wanted to make like a prison world, find like a world that didn't really have anyone on it, but could sustain life if you put people there. And like that's going to be like a prison world for metahumans. And Peacemaker gets sent there at the end. Rick Flag Sr. gets revenge for his son, and he's like, "You're going there anyway. I don't care that you're just like a person."
All right, but yeah, but still, I'm not worried too much about this, man. I still can't believe that Supergirl movie's about to come out, and like I haven't heard nothing about it, like no word of mouth by anyone. The comic shop, I think it got brought up once, and then like people they laughed, and then there was crickets. So
like the literal worst stuff is coming out. We got Lanterns, which looks awful. We got Supergirl, which looks awful. And then we also got that Clayface movie that's going to be like this. Supergirl's going to do worse than Superman, and Clayface is going to do worse than Supergirl for sure.
Must be in the air, man.
Unless Clayface is a horror film and gets good word of mouth, then it might do better than Supergirl, but probably not like great numbers. You know what I mean?
Is Clayface getting an R rating, by the way?
I have to look. I think so.
I wanted to say when I talked about it the times I did that yes, it is.
Yeah, it's rated R. Body horror film.
Gotcha.
So, just on that alone, like a body horror film, and Clayface, I think, could lend itself to that. Like, I could see that because of word of mouth doing pretty well.
Yes.
But, like, in terms of the overall view of, like, the DCU, like, what are we doing? Like,
yeah, this roadmap that is set in front of us has changed quite a bit, and I don't even think James Gunn, like the fact of the matter is like that James Gunn is pulling like a J.J. Abrams with no particular kind of like story that's driving a whole like trilogy or like section of movies to move forward as a collective. I just think that J.J. Abrams didn't know exactly what the plan was with the sequel trilogy, or he kind of did, but it just fell out from underneath him, and he had to pick up the pieces when Ruin Johnson fumbled his plan, and it came off like there was just no plan at all. And then I think the directors that James Gunn has like assisted with him in this DCU lineup, I think that he wants to let them go and do their own thing, but then I think he realizes that they're doing too much, or they're deviating too much from like his vision of what he wants to see, and then he's like on the set quite a lot more often than he actually should be, and he's got his hand in the cookie jar for a lot of these projects.
Yeah, I think you can really tell with the way Supergirl looks. Like, it's not directed by him, but it looks like one of his movies.
Yeah, it's definitely not directed by him, but it's his vision of what he wants to see. I just think it's so annoying when I see these scenes for Supergirl, and then I'm thinking that like Rocket Raccoon's gonna pop out of nowhere at some point. Like, like I don't know. Like I feel like I could just see these Marvel characters that he's worked on just popping out of the DC movie, because that's how similar of the universe that he looks. He's so close-minded with what he's capable of coming up with, and like setting like the kind of energy and the tone to like the world building. And I think he's just a one-trick pony, and this is very evident of that.
And oh god, James Gunn, why are you doing this? Like, I've gotten to the point where I'm like reminiscing about Zack Snyder's work.
Oh yeah, I said that too. I said I was being like really restarted about it, and I said, perhaps we treated Zack Snyder a little too harshly. I even rewatched the fucking I even rewatched the Snyder cut for the Justice League, and I watched what is it, like 3+ hours of movie, and I watched that, and I was just like, dude, I'm like, I hate to say it, but I would much rather watch that that shit show of a film than rewatch the Superman film or any other project that he's put out thus far.
Yeah, like characterization aside, if you watch like Man of Steel and then BVS, like the extended version, and then the Snyder cut, like it all works together.
Yeah, there's a lot more cohesion between those films than what James is putting out.
Yeah. God damn it. Fucking my darling Supergirl, she's never been done justice. Like, we got that fucking awful fucking CW show. And then we got the Flashpoint movie, which I did like the way she looked in that, but like didn't even need to
I don't
be in
even
the
like
movie.
calling that movie the Flashpoint movie. It wasn't even
It's
Flashpoint.
bullshit. I called like the main villain like immediately. I watched the Flash TV show enough to know exactly what was gonna happen. I think as soon as it was not an alternate timeline and it was like an alternate Earth.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I don't even fucking know what's going on with that.
February asked a good question actually. He said, after Clayface, y'all should rank the first, or not a question but a statement. Y'all should rank the first 3 Snyder movies against the first 3 DCU movies. That's not a bad idea, actually. We could do that. I wonder if there's like a tier list that we could do that's more of like a versus list, where we like set up all of the Snyder films versus like the James Gunn projects, and then I'm pretty sure a lot of the Snyder films would just wash the James Gunn projects, honestly.
What do you think of his Suicide Squad movie?
I think it was better than the 2016 one, and that made more sense to me. Like, him doing that movie in particular just made more sense. Like, he should, if this is the kind of vibe that he can construct, and he's gonna always like center around this kind of like storytelling and like an ensemble cast of a director for his films, I think that he should just stick to that. After Suicide Squad, I think that maybe he should have done Creature Commandos, but done like a live action Creature Commandos movie. Or if he wanted to do an HBO show, he could have done a Creature Commandos HBO show, live action, not a live action Lanterns. I think he also should have done like Teen Titans. I think he might have been better at something like Teen Titans, perhaps, instead of a solo Superman film, one of the legacy characters to the franchise as a whole.
And if you're not going to have a Batman movie until after Matt Reeves is done, a Teen Titans movie would have been. It's like, yeah, well, at least we know these characters. Like, Batman's in there somewhere.
Yeah, and you wouldn't have to do an origin story for Teen Titans. Everyone knows those characters. A lot of people that are like teenagers and in their 20s now, they grew up watching Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go on Cartoon Network. So
Young Justice as well. Young Justice was really big.
Yeah, Young Justice was also very popular too. So
yeah, like
you can reintroduce them. Just jump in the thick of it.
Wait, is Wally West in Teen Titans? Is he one of the Titans? He's a Titan, but he's not in Teen Titans.
I thought they added Wally like later on, right?
It must have been after he came back to life.
Possibly so.
because he was in Young Justice, which is kind of like Titans.
Yeah, tomato. But yeah, James Gunn, DCU, RIP. Everyone's always. I love the grift style of Star Wars is dead in every single YouTuber's like video title. I'm just gonna start putting James Gunn's DCU is dead or the DCU is dead in every title from here on out.
Yeah, dude, like fucking hell.
I can grift too, Pappy. Oh yeah, so anyway, I watched more of Spider Noir, dude.
Did you finish it or?
So that's the ticket, ain't it? You're gonna hate me. I didn't watch the very last episode.
All right.
I watched 3, 4, 5, 6 and halfway through 7 today alone. Like I had such a jam-packed weekend with like family things that happened to popped up, and then like I said, like I had to get that phone call today during stream because there was an elderly member in the family that had an emergency, and so like it was just there was quite a few things going on, so I ended up not doing it exactly how I wanted. Else I would have just ran through the whole thing. But let me tell you, you said it about episode 3. I definitely enjoyed episode 3 a lot more than episode 2, and then 4 and 5 and 6. Like yeah, like this show has done nothing but impress me, and it's very entertaining, keeps me engaged, and it's been I almost said it. I almost said the FUN, but I've been enjoying it quite a bit. I have nothing really bad to say about this, honestly.
And yeah, there was that guy who's not Electro, but
yeah, I ended up liking that cat a lot more than I should.
Yeah, I really like his
I like his
delivery.
smart ass mouth, and like he's like a failed actor, and I for a bit there I was waiting for them to call him Carlo, like Clayface. I thought they were gonna like do a twist and like make him the Clayface name or something, or excuse me, not Clayface. God damn it!
Mysterio?
It's because we were talking about Clayface right now. That's why I went DC all of a sudden. But we're talking about
Mysterio.
Marvel.
I think was.
Yeah, but there was another electric villain in the Marvel universe. I can't fucking remember him. He was in the Spider-Man animated show too, or not the animated show. It was Spider-Man and Friends. God dang it! This is why I'm not a Marvel aficionado like I should be. But anyway, I really like that character. Like he's pretty he's pretty witty. I like the scene where Marco and Lonnie like bust him out of the jail when Silvermane goes. They want him out of the prison, and so they bust him out of jail. And he like looks at that cop that was like beating him the fuck up in the chair, and he ends up like killing him, like electrocuting him, and then he like kisses him to electrocute him, and then he's like talking like a fucking cartoon character. It reminds me a lot of like Bugs Bunny. I don't know why, but it just did. Like
Yeah,
real like Looney Tune antics coming out of this guy.
It feels very appropriate for the sort of style they're going for.
Yeah, for the noir style. Yeah. Oh, dude, and I know how we've brought it up before as well. And just for like for you and like everybody watching too, we're not gonna like sit here and talk like an hour about this. I want to kind of condense it a little bit more than we did the last conversation. Just a heads up, but like the theme all around, like the noir theme, I'm continuing to watch it in black and white, and dude, I just can't get over the shots, the way that a lot of the angles and the shots are produced for us, and a lot of the action sequence. Like I will say that the fight between the Spider and the electric comedian, let's call him the electric comedian, him and Spider, their fight like in the middle of the street with all the surrounding audience kind of watching them, all the people in town watching, and that was kind of like it was a little hokey because it was kind of like you hear the bystanders and their opinions on watching this scrap of these like super beings in front of them, even though the fight was not like too fast paced. It was a very practical fight. and and Ben Riley looked like he was getting his ass kicked for a minute there. But then there was like a lot of like still shots that were used like to the advantage of like progressing some of the plot undertones. Like with Kat Hardy, she was witnessing the fight in person, and then she was like looking at the spider and figuring out like, oh, so that's Ben Riley. Like it didn't take her long for her to figure it out, because he stood there on the lamp post and was like staring at her for like a full like 30 seconds for no reason. So I think that there was a lot of shots where they definitely drag out some of the moments just so, just for the sake of plot. But all in all, like I like, with minute gripes and small gripes here and there, I really liked a lot of the things in episode 3. Oh, one of the other things that I liked a lot too was when he snaps into his mode of like talking like this, see, and like they want to trip you over your words, son. See, like you're working for the army. Like when he's in the hospital and he's questioning the soldiers, and it's kind of like a montage of him just like talking like that to them, and he kind of acts out like a different kind of like character, I guess you could say. And that's when I see those moments of like Nicolas Cage kind of peeking out of like his madness kind of coming through the script a little bit with his antics and the way that he reads it off. So I thought that was pretty entertaining as well.
And I really like Silvermane. Silvermane's really good in this.
Yeah, Silvermane's really great in this, honestly. I liked the what's, god damn it, I can't say the word right. The revelation of the fact that Kat Hardy is the one who hired Addison to burn down the house and kill Silvermane. It's because she wanted to like be free of like the servitude that she's under by working for him, and he basically like keeps her like a pet almost. You know what I mean? And he still has Marco. Marco ended up coming back into the service of Silvermane for being lying low and being on the run for a little bit. That also brings me to when they're looking for Lonnie, and then Robbie Robertson's in the ghetto with like the the camp that's set up there, and he's like looking for Lonnie, and then the cops end up doing a raid on the alleyway on the tent, the camp and everything, and they end up like roughing up all those people, and then Robertson's like taking photos of everyone, and even like one of the cops like tries to run up on him, and he's like, I'm the press, and he's like, I don't care, and then he wants to hit him, but then he doesn't get hit anyway. So I thought that was an entertaining scene as well. Flint Marco, he ends up continuing to be like a very sympathetic character, even though I think that he's still very loyal to Silvermane. So I don't expect him to switch up in like the last bit of what's left over for me to watch. I don't know. I think he's gonna put Ben Riley and Kat Hardy in like an awkward position to where they have to make a choice. And then I think Flint Marco might suffer the consequence because he's not so keen on betraying Silvermane, because he thinks he owes him like a lifetime of gratitude, basically. So I think that there's progression. There's very good progression for a lot of the side characters as well. And the origins too, the origins of how Ben Riley got his powers, and how it's all linked to like the prisoners of war that were like taken and experimented on. And the one that ended up biting Ben on the hand was like a mutated human / spider like hybrid guy that was being pumped full of spider arachnid DNA, and that's what bit Ben. It wasn't an actual just like plain spider; it was actually like human spider hybrid that bit him. And then also the two. Go ahead.
When he pulls the blanket off the guy, and then it's like half a spider coming out of him.
Yeah.
That was fucking disgusting. I love that.
Yeah, I thought it was sick, and especially because it's all in black and white. It reminded me like an old horror film when I saw him in that room dealing with those characters. So I thought that was neat. And then how he also too, like Ben brings up the fact that when he's talking to Kat Hardy and he's saying like, oh, like the arachnid genes, they kind of like want to push his will and like make him do certain things and give in to certain instincts, like a spider, like how a spider does, and how he has to like resist those urges to like do to be man to like do the mannerisms of what his arachnid DNA wants him to do. And also, I thought it was quite interesting how he has this DNA in him, so he's not entirely like human all the way. Like it kind of alludes to the fact how he said he lost his humanity and he had to regain it and relearn it. And he like watched films, and that's why he's able to kind of like mimic certain things and get himself out of certain situations when he's like doing his private eye shit, because he's so used to like playing a character or like playing something to like get him out of a situation or may have a conversation with a particular kind of person. I think that's kind of interesting. Like he's almost like it's almost like a survival instinct of himself to like just get him where he needs to be. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, and I think I mentioned it last time. Like with Flint Marco's character, I think the decisions he makes and where his story ends up, along with Cat Hardy, like I think it all makes perfect sense, and I thought it was very satisfying.
Yep. I think no scenes are wasted either. Like even the scenes with like that little boy that Ben hires to like tail Cat, and the kid like ends up hanging around at the office with Janet, and then she ends up like kind of teaching the kid how to read and write a little bit here and there. So he's coming around from just being a little pickpocketer that was helping Ben with information to actually like being a part of this like ensemble little like spider family, I guess you could say. And then the arc too with like Robbie getting his job back at the Bugle and like kind of like sticking it to Walters, because Walters didn't want to hire him back all the way, but then he got really good Spider-Man photos for him again. So now Robbie's back at the Bugle, and it seems like people aren't happy about it, but like that's whatever. Like the character progression for him is actually going somewhere.
Yeah, and I like also just like the guy, like his boss, when Robbie like leaves the office and he's like, "Oh, do you want the door open or closed?" And the guy says closed, and he just leaves it open.
He's like, "Sounds great," and he just leaves it open and walks away because he's like, "Fuck you, bro." He's like, "I want my old job back," And
I like he finally gets the desk and he's like cherishing it and he feels so accomplished, and like it's like
everyone's just looking at him all weird,
and it's like such a fucking rundown desk. It's like they got that out of the basement or something.
But yeah, but it's his, like he has his own thing, so now it's special. But yeah, man, like not like I said, not to harp on it too much, but Spider Noir, it's very nice, very good show. I've been seeing a lot of like articles as well, like covering this, and a lot of people that are talking about it still, especially on YouTube. And I think that everybody that I see that's talking about it, they have nothing but good things to say, and they're saying about how like this should get a season 2, and that this like the direction that Sony should go being in this, more or less like how you said it on the last stream we did together. Like this is definitely a step in the right direction. I think that they should just keep going with this. A lot of people are responding quite well to it, and like who are they to deny the demand of the audience? Like let's not pull a classic corporation thing and just ignore all the people that are clamoring for more of a good thing.
And I was thinking, because we were talking about like what villains could show up in like a season 2. After we streamed, I was thinking, actually, like given the style, the theme, the noir setting, and the black and white and all that, I think Morbius as a villain for season 2 would actually work really well.
Ooh, yeah. I agree with that, actually. That's pretty good.
And like a doctor, like a mad scientist almost, trying to cure himself and turns himself into a vampire, a living vampire, like in a noir setting. I think that would be really cool.
No, yeah, I agree with that. I like that idea as well. But February said something funny real quick. I can't ignore it. He said Decrepit should have lied about seeing the finale until Nero called him out. Nah, I didn't want to fake the funk. I did tell Narrow Dark that I would pretty much be done with the show by the time I did hang out with your floppy, but unfortunately, survey said that was a lie. But yeah, we'll talk about the last 2 episodes more, like finale, the conclusion, on the next time we do Unlimited to Raid. But I definitely just wanted to say that I'm loving it. And I just want more of it, and I hope they do. Maybe depending on how the finale wraps up, let's see if they do a season 2. But yeah, and then February said Sony never misses. Well, except when they did Craven, Madam Web, and Morbius, and Venom 1, 2, and 3. But that's just me.
Yeah, other than those 6 films, and arguably other than the 7 Amazing Spider-Man 2, they don't miss. Like 7 films, come on, that's nothing.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But I appreciate you hopping on for just like a little moment to talk about it real quick with me, because I wanted the conversation to be with you instead of me talking about it by myself. But yeah,
and you know what? There was a lot of stuff before it came out. A lot of people were like hemming and hawing about. I guess everyone thought like the main villains were going to be Nazis or something.
Yeah, I heard about that too, but that didn't.
And after watching it, it's like barely relevant. Like. In the sense
dude,
that,
like I said, this is the Depression era in like the 30s, so like Nazis aren't happening just quite yet. They are happening, but like in Germany, not quite yet, like on American notice though. But yeah, that's gonna probably be all that I have for this one. I wanted to keep it a little short tonight, and then I gotta go meet up with a family member after this, even though it's late at night. We're gonna be going to the hospital for a family member of ours that, like I said, they're going to be recovering from a surgery, so I got to end it right now. But Narrow Dark, appreciate you hopping on, man, for just a moment with me, and shout out to all the chat. Thank you guys so much for being hanging out with me, hanging out with our floppies for another episode of tonight. And we'll see you, of course, next week on Monday on our scheduled time for another episode of Hang Out with Your Floppy, where we talk more superheroisms and review our favorite books, trades, and strips. So I appreciate everybody, and hope you guys all have a great night, and we'll see you guys next time. May the force be with you all. Now piss off. Good night, everybody.
Floppy!